You're probably wondering why there's two of me on the screen, and that's because I've multiplied. So here's the sitch. I was enlisted to do a makeup tutorial and, you know, just be my cute self, and I did, but the catch is it didn't get any audio recorded, so that was interesting. But what it did allow us to do is now I can react to me trying to do a makeup tutorial. As you can see, I'm already, no other way, doing a grand job. Oh, this is me trying to open a Jack Daniel's lemonade. It took me like 10 full minutes. I think you'll see I actually used the tweezers to open it by the end, but it worked. Yeah, but basically the look I'm going for is not the one you're currently seeing of me panicking. But basically, as you know, I'm a bearded, bold, beautiful bearded lady. And I want to do something that is going to incorporate my bushy beard. So this is a blue bearded look. You will see the return of the blue wig is not in good shape. She needs some TLC, but she will make an appearance. There sure is a lot of thought and talking I'm putting into this with like zero progression. The glue stick has just come out, which is the first step of doing drag makeup, at least a general consensus. And that's what I'm going to attempt to do here. I will tell you, it does not turn out how I desired them, but I think my approach had heart in it. Because I'm taking that purple Elmer's glue stick and just assaulting my eyebrows with it. So the glue has finally made contact with the eyebrow. There's also a giant mirror that I was using to the left. At some point, I think very soon, I will feel it's more efficient to hold the giant mirror. That's to come. Okay, so now I'm currently brushing the brows after I've glued them. So they're all going one way and are gonna stick one way, so the hairs aren't overlapping. I will tell you now, the hairs overlapped. Oh, I'm brushing the other eyebrow, that's what I'm doing, okay. I also look confused in the video about this, as I am now. I don't know what's going on. Welcome back, everyone. I'm back at it again. So for those of you who don't know, I have tried filming a makeup tutorial. So as you can see, I've done a makeup tutorial, which I'm currently doing right now on the big screen, but here's the catch. No audio was recorded. So now it's my job to decipher what I am doing and tell all of you beautiful people what it is that I have done to achieve the look you will see at the end of this video. I want to say I'm sorry because it is quite the journey to get there, but we will make it through this together. What I'm doing, I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have a beard. It's very subtle. But this look, I'm going to just slap some blue all over it because that's kind of my thing. So that's the end part, which is the best part. So there's some hiccups to get over before we get to that part, but it's all worth it in the end. Right now, I've glued down my eyebrows because that is the first and most difficult part of drag. At least for me, because every time I've done it, it looks like Crunch and Munch eyebrows, and they are not covered, they are hardly covered. They're like hiding behind a curtain that's 3/4 pulled. But I'm doing my best. So I've already glued down my brows, and now I'm taking a little pat and putting some... What did I put on there? What is that? Powder? What is it?
Translucent powder?
It's not translucent powder, it's the stuff. Setting powder, that's what it is. What I should have got is translucent powder, but I had setting powder instead, so that's what I'm using. So after you glue down your brows, you want to comb the glue up, flatten it so your brows are flat, and then you're going to put powder over it to set it, which is the technique that I'm doing here as shown by myself in the video, as you can see. I will say this process takes a long time for little payoff of my eyebrows. I think I do the glue and pat technique 3 times and they came out worse than they started. But I'm almost positive all okay, I'm not almost positive, but I thought I was taking the right steps. But maybe translucent powder would have helped. I believe this is the last layer of powder I'm putting on. As you can see by my reaction, I'm also shocked by the outcome of the eyebrows. So normally eyebrows aren't supposed to look like this by the end of your covering journey, but that's how they're looking right now, and we're just gonna not talk about it anymore except for the rest of the video when I talk about it. I believe this is my last layer of powder. We're gonna fact check that one. And I was also sweating profusely, which I don't think helps or aids you in the process of applying makeup, but I just like to throw a little surprise in the mix there. What I also like to do is blow dry the brows after I glue and powder them, because it helps them dry, because that's usually what blow dryers are meant for. So it helps dry the glue and kind of set your eyebrows so you can do another layer, because if you have eyebrows such as mine that are untamed, they take a little bit to cover, and they were all covered a little bit, but the end result is a little crunch. I also had an alcoholic beverage on standby. It's a good thing we can fast forward, because it took me 30 minutes to open that single bottle, and after I did, I drank it in 5 minutes. And I'm still not done my brows. Okay, so we're 44 minutes into this saga, and I am just finished the eyebrows. I'm now gonna take some foundation, and I'm just gonna, grace of God, they don't poke out, but they do. This is what they call in the biz oatmeal brows, because your brows are akin to oatmeal, because they're just, you know, crusty, dusty on there. So that's what has happened. I've put foundation over the brows, and honestly, I remember when I was like looking back at this the first time, I was like, okay, these brows are kind of covered. Here I am with more foundation on. Somehow the brows are more visible. So I don't know how that happened. I have a feeling it's because maybe with the foundation I was like going too ham and it got a little out of control. But the brows have made a special guest appearance. But so far all I've done is just put foundation over the eyes and the brows. I believe this is where I start doing the crease in my eye to kind of give me a different eye shape, so I can, be the girl with different eye shapes. I have little tiny eyes, little baby eyes. They kind of like droop off to the side, so it looks like I'm crying all the time. So I want to lift them up so it looks like I'm crying all the time, but prettier. About to start mapping out the crease with a little eye thing. I think it was like an eyebrow liner. I would say pencil, but it wasn't a pencil. It was like a little felt brush. So I'm gonna try and use that to... I am putting powder on, but I don't think I put them on the brows. No, I just skipped the brows with the powder. So that's the utensil I'm using for the eye creases. Because I have little small eye creases, so I want to make my eye bigger. Because when you do drag, you want everything to be bigger and more grand, so you don't want to have all sad droopy eyes. Unless that's what you're going for. I don't know your life or your drag persona, but you're not doing a makeup tutorial, I am. I believe it's at this point I realized the tool I was using to do the eye creases was not what I should be using. And perhaps it's because of the powdering debacle. But I think what I eventually opt for is an eyeshadow. And then that way I kind of crease out where I want the crease to go. I map out where I want the crease to go. That's what I meant to say. Because I only have the one crease on it's my right eye, but it's the left eye when you're looking at it. So this is what the eyeshadow has done to me. The creases are very dark. You can clearly see where they are, which I don't know. I mean, that was the objective, and she kind of did that. So those are some dark ass creases. Jesus. Oh yes, this is me trying to open a NYX eyeshadow palette. And I'm also showing it off because it was expensive. And now I'm just gonna start slapping some colors on those eyes, those pretty eyes, and right into those brows, those eyebrows. So, I've added some color into the mix, as you can see. Basically what I wanted to do is kind of a purple eye, and then I realized I didn't really have any like true purple eyeshadow color, so then I was like, pink's the same thing, right? So then I kind of went for that. And basically what I'm doing is diffusing the eyeshadow over the crease I made, so it looks, I don't know, that's just what the video said, so I'm just saying it back to you. But when you're doing this step, it's important to remember to cover your brows properly, or else you're just gonna have clumpy pink eyebrows, which is, I've been told, not a look you want to go for. So now I'm gonna finish the rest of that eye crease shape by kind of bringing it down underneath to the corner of my eye to kind of finish how I want my eye shape to be. And that's what I thought looked right. I don't know what I did. Oh, okay, I put color underneath the crease lines underneath my eye. I also have a carry-on snack of McDonald's fries. So after that, I've taken a darker purplish pink and kind of put it to the outer edges of the eye to kind of accentuate them a bit more so they look bigger. And I tried to kind of mix it in with the other pink that I did up there. Let's just kind of make it all blend into one. Hope in an attempt to distract from the eyebrows. And then now what I'm gonna do, what I'm gonna try to do is take, what it actually is a lip pencil, but I'm gonna use it to define the crease lines that I did so they pop a bit more. So I'm a bit confused because now I just have a shit ton of black on my eyes. And there with some black eyeshadow to kind of like separate where the color meets the eyelid. And I kind of like blended it and diffused it so it looks a little more smoky. A very subtle smoky eye tutorial. That's actually what this is. It's just something natural daytime. To go, you know, to the movie store, rent DVDs, to Blockbuster, Zellers, just real cash. I took some more black eyeshadow. I know I put more black eyeshadow on, I can tell, but I forget why. I think I brought the black eyeshadow more into my eye instead of just on the corners, because then it's gonna like bring your eye into your eye, I guess. But they specifically said not to do it more than halfway across your eye, because then that, I don't know, I guess that ruins the whole drag look and you can't recover from it. I don't know. So I've now migrated some color onto the eyelid just to separate it from the crease. And what the plan was to have the eyelid color a bit different than the actual eyeshadow color, but I realized I didn't have the colors I wanted even though I bought the eyeshadow. But, you know, sometimes things don't work out how we think they do, and then we have to improvise, and then we end up looking like this. But the eyes are almost done, I promise. I will let you know we are nearly 100 minutes into the video, and the eyes are almost done. So the eyeliner has made an appearance. As you can see, I've used it to define the crease even more, because every step after something involving the crease, I have to go back and define it. But now it is defined. Maybe it's too defined. Do I smudge it out more, or is that just how it's supposed to look? So right now, I am behind the mirror doing intense work on my contour and concealer. And there she is. As you can see, I went all in with those colors. Can you imagine how frightening it would be to see this walk up on a stage in front of you? Just let that sink in. And it's at this point that we need to blend, that needs some blending. I'm about to bust out a baby beauty blender. They're like little tiny beauty blenders that I got because I thought they were cute. So the objective of doing all this is to cut my cheekbones, so it kind of gives me a crease that is more intense because I have a little baby face. So it kind of pulls it upwards, and then the contour up here is kind of gonna shrink my forehead a little bit because she is the forehead girl. She has a forehead that's prominent. That's okay. With the power of makeup, I can make it look like it has makeup on it. So I'm finished blending, or so I believe. It's kind of a rough blending job, and don't worry, I realize it as I'm putting it on. I'm still on those eyebrows because they are subject. Pro tip, it probably does not help to touch your eyebrows every 3 seconds, but I'm just here showing you what not to do. So I believe I've done some more blending. So now I'm taking some foundation and putting it under my mouth in these little areas here because everyone wants a snatched goatee. So I believe this is where I now begin doing the nose contour. I'm doing something with the nose. So that's my nose contour. The nose contours are kind of difficult, but basically that's... Jesus Christ, that's crooked. Okay, so basically what I was trying to do is make my nose a bit thinner by putting the contour lines there and then kind of blending them out. Yeah, I think that's it for the nose. I mean, I've blended it, it's still not great. You can still definitely see where the lines are that I have made. The nose is still the same size as the nose was beforehand, so I didn't really do a whole lot, but I made an effort, that's for sure. I believe the next step is the eyebrows, maybe? Potentially, I think. Now, before you send me hate mail on these eyebrows, let me explain. The hair that I put on is blue, and the beard is gonna be blue. In conclusion, the eyebrows are blue because I thought it would be fun and whimsical. Is that so wrong? And also, I was hoping it would distract from the eyebrows by putting on some newer and improved eyebrows that are blue. I can tell that Chris is probably in the room at this moment because I'm talking to someone, laughing, kikiing, making jokes. Because you know me, just a joke box. Well, I'm certainly doing something, peering over the mirror. I have very shifty eyes, I've realized. I don't know how I feel about that. I did the beard. I didn't even know it was beard time. I thought I did the lips first. Oh my gosh. So, okay, so the beard is done. This is always a fun part to do because there's nothing to it, really. You just are putting eyeshadow in your facial hair. And what I did to make it stick, well, you can put concealer over it and then put it on there. That's what I did the first time. And then the second time, there was some, like, beard balm that I took and put it on there. And then I used blue eyeshadow to stick it on. And it stuck very nicely. And it washed off very easily, which is surprising because the first time I put blue eyeshadow on my face, it didn't come off for like 5 days. Thankfully, this came off after one wash. What this does mean is that we are almost getting to the end of the saga. The lips are just left to do. So I've opted for a beautiful purple lip. And honestly, I think now looking at it, it kind of matches the eyes better than I thought they would. What doesn't match the look is the eyebrows. They are a little bit lighter blue of the beard and the wig, I believe, but you know, I still like them because they distract from the imperfections directly below them. I'm all about these lips though. One thing that I should have done, and this is what they said to do in the video, because the video tutorial I followed was by Helvetica, who is also a bearded drag queen, and she shaves her face kind of like in straight lines just so it's not as muddy, kind of mine is right now. But I didn't want to do that, so I didn't. And also, it's a good idea to kind of shave down right above your lips so you can overdraw your lips because you want some say something lips when you're doing drag because you will be saying some things. All that's left to do is put on the wig and punch it, hit that time clock and get out of here. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. Poor wig has been through so much without a single wash. I feel like there should be some sort of services called on me to come grab my wig back. This is when the magic happens. Oh, never mind. I'm brushing it some more. I don't believe that's how you're supposed to put on a wig, but that's how I've done it. Well, clearly I'm also confused. It's taken me quite some time to put this wig on. I'm a little confused. Also, I very clearly remember having trouble centering the wig because looking at my face in the computer was very disorienting. So I grabbed the trusty giant mirror. So this is what has happened. This is where all the events have led up to. I don't know how I feel about it yet. It seems to change all the time. I mean, that wig is something else. It needs some TLC. The lace needs to be not there. The eyebrows need to also not be there. All in all, I'm kind of happy with the color palette I did. As you can see, it's kind of my wheelhouse because my shirt has the exact same colors on it. This is just how easy drag can be. You too can look like Shivaunna Mercury if you would like to. I will let you know you will be getting a cease and desist if you try that, but... And that's how that's the last frame of the video, is that haunting reminder of all the events that led up to this. You know, drag is all about fun, having a good time, experimenting, and I think that's what I did today. So, goal was met. I had a good time. I didn't look glamorous by any means by the end, but by golly did I try. And thank you for coming along for the ride as I look down memory lane of not even a week ago and just reliving all of the mistakes I made. And at least we can do that together and realize what I've done wrong. And maybe I'll do another makeup tutorial in the future and look just stunning. Maybe I'll land a role in a movie. But not looking like this, I'll tell you that much. And on that note, that's all I have to say on this matter, because behind the scenes secrets, exclusives, Club 96, is that this video was filmed. I was like talking, throwing jokes around, and then no audio was recorded, which is fine because, you know, I love to talk, so I can just like talk more, which I'm doing right now. So we have done this before, and then the video did not record. So this is my second time filming reaction to this video. But I think by the grace of God, we've made it, and it's just a beautiful journey that we've all taken together. And I thank you for joining me on this. If you want to see more makeup tutorials by me, all I gotta say is why, and maybe I'll do them in the future. Happy Pride, everyone. Thanks for joining me, looking at me, talking about me. Have a good... What day is it today? What day is this posted on? Have a good day.
It's only Wednesday. I don't know what day we're doing.
Hope you have a good Wednesday, but next Wednesday, not this Wednesday. And whatever day you're watching this on, or the day it's posted, I don't know, just have a good day. Okay, bye.